in my age circle.
Don't take a deep breath. Elsewhere in the division, the Browns quarterbacks continue to compete for the starting spot, and they were out at mandatory minicamp today. Shedeur Sanders spoke this afternoon about his comfortability in a crowded Browns quarterback room.
It's just a mindset, it's just an adjustment. You got to go and understand the situation that you're in and be able to approach that and get the best out of it. So you could view things as you're not getting reps in a negative way, or you could view it as, okay, when's my time to get out there? So there's no excuses, because when you get out there, nobody cares how many reps you got. Whenever you get in the game, nobody cares if you took a snap before. You know, like, they care about production. So that's the main thing. When you get out there, you got to be able to produce.
I like that. Well said by Shedeur. Our Browns reporter, Daniel Oyefusi, was out at practice today. Daniel, what did you see from the quarterbacks with your own eyes?
Yeah, Laura, it was a really busy day for the rookies, Dillon Gabriel as well as Shedeur Sanders. Coach Kevin Stefanski gave them the bulk of the reps in team drills, and they continued to show growth in this Browns offense, throwing for deep touchdown passes in team drills. Now, after practice, we spoke to both rookies who said that they're trying to learn any way they can in a crowded quarterback room, whether that be on the field, walkthroughs, virtual reality, and even picking the brains of the veteran quarterbacks in the room, such as 18-year vet Joe Flacco. Shedeur Sanders said, "I'd be a fool not to get insight from a former Super Bowl MVP." Now, we also spoke to Sanders about the lack of practice reps that he's gotten at times as seemingly QB4 on this depth chart, but Sanders said that there's no excuses for him. He's just looking to take advantage of every opportunity he gets. Now, when I asked Sanders what his goals were for this summer, he said he's not worried about the quarterback competition that looms over every practice. He told me, when it's my time to play, it's my time to play.
Really interesting. Thanks, Daniel. We'll keep an eye on that. That quarterback battle is going to be one that we will not be able to ignore. We appreciate your time. Tim, you brought something up even right after the draft, I think, about just how difficult it is to manage the reps with such a crowded room. In your opinion, with 4 quarterbacks sharing these reps, can Shedeur win this job?
To start the season, no, I don't believe so, Laura, because, you know, the inside track on the reps are going to go to Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. And even some of the reporting now about how reps have gone with Flacco and Pickett kind of on one end of the field, and then the other end, you know, kind of a separate group for, you know, Gabriel and Sanders. But when you do that, it's not apples to apples in terms of the competition. You know, it's the pro version of varsity and JV, you know, when you do it that way. So there's not enough time, you know, to give all 4 guys like a legitimate shot to be the week 1 starter. Now, it doesn't mean, you know, guys won't eventually get their chance. It just means to start the season, that's how it's going to go. So until, you know, you're getting reps with Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku and guys like that, that's not, you know, you're not in the mix. So, look, but I would just point out what he's saying is exactly correct about even if you get 0 reps, you're expected to play well. That's a perfect posture to have for a young quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was handling the questions really well there, and that's good to see. Thanks, Tim. We got more coming your way here on NFL Live. We're going to dive into the Dolphins going on around the league today. Aaron Rodgers out there for the first time as a Steeler. His Pittsburgh head coach, Mike Tomlin, moments ago, and getting Rodgers up to speed.
We're excited about him being here. He's excited about being here, but we'll make no bold predictions. We're just going to roll our sleeves up and go to work and let our efforts do the talk. You know, physical repetitions in June for a guy with 20 years experience is not that significant. It's very significant for a guy with no snaps.
I'm going to learn the offense, and Arthur and I are going to talk a bunch this summer. And if there's things that I like that I'd like to see in the offense, Arthur, I'm sure, is going to put it in. But he knows how to call a game. I know how to get us in the right spot based on what's called. There's 2 or 3 plays called in the huddle sometimes. My job is to get us in the right play.
Just football, right? Okay, our Steelers reporter, Brooke Pryor, at practice, there for everything today. Brooke, what did you see from Rodgers in his first on-field action?
Well, Laura, Aaron Rodgers said he wants to be a servant leader. Right now, he's just getting adjusted to being a part of this team. And to do that, he went 4th in the individual QB reps during practice today. It was Mason Rudolph, and then Skylar Thompson, then Will Howard, and then Aaron Rodgers as he gets kind of a lay of the land But his message to the team today was the same thing he told us. I'm told that at 8 a.m. in the team meeting, he went in there after Mike Tomlin talked and told everyone that he was all in. And when I asked him, why did you sign here now after 70 days since your visit? And he said, well, the things in my personal life kind of resolved and I was able to be all in. That's why I showed up now. And he's here. He's ready to rock. He said he's learning some things. He said it feels like the first day of school because he went around having to introduce himself to people. He said there's not names on the back of the practice jersey. He came out of the locker room, got turned around trying to get out to the field. So he's kind of feeling his way through out here at mandatory minicamp.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I guess he knows who DK Metcalf is, though. Like, there's a few that probably make a lot of sense and are easy to spot. Thanks so much to Brooke for the latest there. Of course, we'll keep our eye on everything going on at Steelers minicamp. Adam, the other big news out of Pittsburgh, TJ Watt wasn't there. Give us the update.
Well, if Aaron Rodgers was looking to say hello to his standout edge rusher, he wasn't there because TJ Watt is looking for a new contract. He's in the last year of his current contract that's scheduled to pay him just over $21 million. And like so many pass rushers this offseason, Watt is looking for a significant raise right now for Pittsburgh, and until he gets it, he plans to stay away. The same is true in Washington with the Commanders' standout wide receiver Terry McLaurin, who hasn't shown up for any offseason activities, including today's mandatory minicamp. He too is looking for a new contract. He's in the final season of a deal that's scheduled to pay him just over $18 million this year. Wants that new contract. We'll see if he can get it. And a similar story in Cincinnati, where the Bengals' disgruntled standout pass rush for Trey Hendrickson is looking to get a new deal. He led the league in sacks last year, wanted a contract then, didn't get one, and has been in a standoff with the Bengals this offseason trying to get a new contract that has proven to be very elusive. So Hendrickson, McLaurin, Watt, a handful of a number of key players making a statement before their teams go on summer break before training camp.
And if you're wondering what Joe Burrow thinks about Hendrickson's absence and what's going on with the Bengals, he spoke about it today. Let's go there now.
Of course. Last year we had 2, this year we have 1, so we do have less. You'd love to have none, but you know that's life in the NFL. We're all supporting Trey and would love for him to be back.
Now, whether Trey Hendrickson gets his hands on the quarterback or not, his presence is often enough. Hendrickson created 26 sacks last season thanks to his pass rush, nearly double any other player in the NFL. It's also by far the most in a season since ESPN introduced win rate metrics back in 2017. Marcus, how concerning is Hendrickson's absence and also just how slow this whole thing's going, right?
Well, it's concerning because of how bad this defense was last year. And he was the one bright spot that we could talk about all season long with his production and his ability to get after the quarterback and actually keep Cincinnati in some games by turning the football over in opportunities. But Boogie, this is one of those situations where there's only a few seats at the lunch table. And we saw the Cincinnati Bengals make a commitment to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase this offseason, which we thought T. Higgins might be the guy going and get paid as a number 1 wide receiver at another team. But you look at Trey's production, you look at what he's meant to this defense, you look at where this defense is based on what we watched them do last year, and you would think that they would absolutely want to bring him back. But ultimately, when you laid that table of making sure both of these wide receivers were compensated at a very high value, and obviously Joe with his contract, this decision was the last one to be made, and I thought they would be a little bit apprehensive. One, because money may be low in a certain situation, and also, how do you value this defense as opposed to thinking you can score 40 a game like they almost did last year?
Well, Big Swagoo, they're down not only 1 significant pass rusher, but 2. Their first-round draft pick, Jamar Stewart, has not shown up for off-season activities, is not practicing with the team, has been in the building, and took the time today to basically poke fun or criticize the Bengals front office for its history of signings, saying that they put themselves in this position. They have not gotten him signed. They've asked him to essentially include a clause that would allow him or require him to forfeit guaranteed money if he got cut. It's complicated. It's a little convoluted, but the fact of the matter is the Bengals want certain protections in the contract.